close it. Right, I'm going to now do some column adjusting. So I'm going to open a file called column width 1, and I'm going to open that, and we're going to be looking at our column width here, B. Now, if I move my cursor between the B column and the C column, it changes from a down arrow to a thick arrow with a right and left pointer. Now, I can actually alter the width of this by dragging my actual column back and forth. And if you see, if I do it too small, you can't actually see the numbers and you lose the text, or I can actually bring it up until it looks quite comfortable. What I'll do is I'll just line it up so that it looks quite neat. And there we can now actually see the full label here, stock number ID, and we've got the numbers below. Once I've done that, I'm going to save and I'm going to close it using Control and F4. And we're now going to open another spreadsheet, and this time we're going to look at column width 2. Now with this one, what we're actually going to do is we're going to put in a number. So I'm going to open it and I'm going to again click on B, but this time I'm actually going to click to highlight the whole of the column. So as you can see, we've now got the whole of the column active, and what I'm going to do is click on my Home tab, and we're going to go to Cells and Format, and I'm going to click on Column Width. Now you'll see at the moment it actually indicates the column width as 8.71, and I'm going to change that, would make that say 5.48, and click on it, and as you can see it's actually made it smaller, and I want to make that a little bit bigger, so I go back to column width and I'm going to change it to 9.9. And you can do this as many times as you like to specify the width of your actual column there. Once you're happy with your column size, you might want it a little bit bigger. Let's see if we can make it 12.3. And there we are, we've increased it. So you can do this as many times as you like until you've actually got it to the size that you want. We've also got another way of doing this. If you want to actually make it the right width, you can actually double click on the button area between the B and the C. If we do it with between C and D, if I just double click, you see you can actually change the width of it, and that's quite a useful trick to know. I'm going to save the work that I've done on this, and we're just going to close it using Control P, sorry, Control F4, and we're going to open our final column alteration. We'll go for column width 3 and click on Open. And we're going to again use the cell formatting system. I click on B, and what I'm going to do now is click on the format, and you'll notice that you've actually got auto fit column width, and if I click on that, it automatically increases the size. I'm going to do the same with C, and I'm going to do the same with D, and the same with E. And as you can see, if I click away from that, we've got these all nicely set up. I'm now going to save these, and I'm going to close using Control F4. Right, we're now going to look at column, not column heights, we're going to look at the height of rows and setting those up. So we're going to open a folder, and we're going to go to row height 1, and we're going to open that, and we're actually going to click on 3, so column 3 here to highlight it, and we go to the Home button and go to Format. and we're going to alter the row height. Now at the moment it's set at 15.75. I'm going to alter that to make it smaller. Let's make it 8.25 and we'll see what happens. As you can see, we now can't read the text, so I'm going to go back to Format and go to row height again, and I'm going to alter that to say 16.25. And as you can see, we can now actually see our height has increased and it looks nice and neat within there. If we're happy with that, we save it and close using Control F4. And we're now going to do this once more, and we're going to open another file called Row Height 2. And we're actually going to select the area from B4, hold down our Control key, our Shift key, and click on E9, so that's selected that whole area. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to our Format and we're going to click on Auto Fit Row Height. And as you can see, that has made that all nicely set. If I just go back, I'm just going to highlight one row and show you another technique. So we're going to do this again. We'll go Auto Fit Row. But if you want to do it the quick way, you can double click between the rows and it will actually resize them automatically for you, as you can see. Once you're happy with your finished alignment, click Save and then Control F4 to close. Our final bit of formatting of a document is looking at vertically aligning data. So we're actually going to find our file called Aligning Data Vertically. There we go, and we're going to open it, and we're going to click on B5 through to B9. Holding the Shift key down, select B9, and you can see that that's all selected now. And if we go to the Home button, we're actually going to look at the vertical alignment here, and I'm going to click on the middle align, and as you can see, it's actually moved our text to the middle of each of the cells. I'm going to do the same with our column C from C5 through to C9 and do the same thing, and I'm going to do the same with column D, and finally column E. And you can now see that these are all aligned so that they're in the middle of the actual cells. Once you're happy with what you've done, click Save and close it using Control F4.